So for judging, one thing I think about too, you're not judging. We already talked about that, but you've judged a ton of stuff.
I judge street leagues still. Tampa, all the damn Ams, all the younger, like whatever the amateur competition stuff. Yeah.
What about, how do you deal with, because I've judged stuff, and then there's like the people that feel like they didn't get what they deserved from their judging.
Yeah.
And they're all bent out of shape. And now you got coaches and you got, right?
Yeah.
How is dealing with those people coming up after you if they think you didn't get it right?
You know,
Let me interject real quick.
Go for it.
Yep.
I love doing the street league stuff, and the crowd. The crowd. This happens at every one like multiple times. The crowd just all boos the judges.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
No, but you'll like say something back to the crowd because Tim, like I could see Tim, and like Tim will like he'll look at us, and then he'll say something funny to the crowd. Like, but in street leagues, I don't think people understand this because a lot of people, they look at what's going on and they see a trick go down, and they just want to see nines.
Yep.
They don't know. Sometimes some skater is trying to get to get to the next next round. They just need a 7.4. And they're trying to do something that gets them that next round. That's it. They're not trying to get a 9. But since they see 9s and that person gets like, all right, I just want to do this kind of not mediocre, but get to do that trick. They do it, and the crowd starts booing at us. I'm like, no, and the skater's all happy, but they don't understand like what the skater's trying to do, and so and then they look at us like we're giving a bad score. I'm like, no, that's exactly what he should get, and he's stoked. That's what he wanted to do. So I think it's always interesting that they don't understand that sometimes.
I love it. Yeah. Sorry, I got you off track because you were asking what about when the skaters themselves?
Yeah, what about you get cornered?
Like
have you ever been cornered?
Yeah, I have a few times, but not like this was more in the World Skate days when it was like really serious.
High stakes.
It was high stakes. There were some people.
My family will not eat. You
luckily
give me too low for my kickflip back lip.
Luckily, I wasn't the head judge for most of that, and so at that point, whoever the head judge was would get the thing because they would make a formal complaint, and then they would go to whatever, and then they had to go talk to who I think it was Scott maybe at one point. I can't remember who. Or the Milligan. Milligan was one. Milligan's basically it.
At some point, somebody had to pee into a vial, and that had to be tested.
Oh, dude, I mean, there's all that stuff, but I'm gonna call Andrew Nicholas. I love the dude, but you know Andrew?
Yeah, of course
He came up screaming at me once, and I didn't really know him. Yeah, and he's like, and I'm like, and Porp or George.
Yeah.
George will do that too. Like, and I'm like, hey, dude, it's all good. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't, and I'm just one judge. Like, I fully back what all of our like judges together do, but.
Yeah,
it's okay.
There's typically 5 judges, and out of 5 judges, there's 1.5 high school diplomas. So yeah,
I'm the one. I have one. I did get one.
Just kidding. I would never want that job. That job is
horrible. It's a horrible job.
That is the most thankless gig ever right there. Like
Nobody cares if you get it right, but everybody's there to tell you like if they didn't think you got it right, even if you got it right.
I think over time the judging has gotten a lot better, and we actually we've always cared. But dude, it's all based on personal opinion for the most part and what's going on in the state of skateboarding, and it's wild. So everyone has their own perception of what they think a hard trick is, so they can go nuts. I came home from the last street league and Roger was like, dude, how did you give back 3 this and a laser flip got that? I was like, laser flip's way gnarlier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I would think more people, I think back 3 is hard. I physically can't do either of them.
For some people, a back 3, it depends on the person. But
it's more common. Back 3 is way more common.
People,
you know what I mean?
And even as somebody that could do back 3s, you could be more consistent with a back 3. A fucking laser flip is fucking random. He's just good at it because he does it a lot, and he's fucking
doesn't
good.
make it any easier.
But there's a whole lot to go wrong with that.
And I'm not saying that you're wrong and I'm right. What
do you mean?
Okay, that's right. Okay. But I mean, that's just the way that I personally think, and the judges have thought at that point. You know,
most controversial call that you can think of that's really debated. There's got to be one.
Debated. I don't know. I honestly, maybe the last time we were here, I think Nigel got upset that he got a certain score when he like cab flipped, back lipped this like little bump to rail.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think he came up to us afterwards and was talking. But we talked it out. It's all good.
Was there one that, in hindsight, maybe so and so should have won? Like this should have been the deciding factor.
No, that's the one thing I'm glad when I look back at everything, especially after I've been super heavy into it, and I think every outcome has been perfect. I swear to God.
Holy shit, this
but
dude.
Yeah,
So much. This dude
but I trip out, dude.
Shit.
We tried
Before we got on the mic, the shit he was talking. I'm just kidding.
Dude, it's like I always trip, but I give mad respect to like the umpires and like the referees in basketball. Like, dude, you're doing your best to make the best, like to be fair and make it right. And there's no one out there trying to fuck shit up. That's for sure. Like, so
it's insane to do in real time as well.
Yeah, you got to make a score. You got to make a decision quick, right? You got to get it in. You can't sit there and deliberate for hours.
Yeah, it's not. And I have notes and everything that I have to like understand where we're at with like where that person did it and how he did it and what score he got compared to like how that person just did it. So it's not like we're just like making something up on the spot and it's like, oh, I don't know, fucking 8.2. Like it's like we're very dialed in. We talk about it beforehand. We try to get a hold of it. And it's funny too. Sometimes skaters you never know what they're going to do. Because I know it sounds simple, but sometimes they come out swinging with crazier stuff than you ever thought. And that usually happens in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Gustavo Ribeiro, sorry to yap, but like.
No, it's a podcast. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Gustavo Ribeiro coming through in the last one, tray flip, nose blunt, big spin.
That was that one. That was the, like, as far as just the gnarliest shit ever going on in a finals, that was the gnarliest one I've seen.
Yeah.
And I think even those dudes were surprising themselves, you know? They were like, oh, holy, like, I can't believe I'm riding away right now, you know?
Yeah.
It was insane.
The level's fucked up.
It is. I can't even believe it.
I think that's the last one of Miami was the most nines I've ever seen. And it was like literally... I don't even know how to explain it, but like they were just going back to back to back to back. You landed, I'm landing, we're going back and forth. There was no like, there was no bailing almost. It was like I have to get a 9.2 to win. Nyjah come through at the end of 9.2. Like that was it. Like it was no like, oh, let's just give it to him. It was like, no, that was fucking it. Like,
yeah, and any other day, like those top 5 dudes in that one all could have won any of the other events. Skating like that, you know?
And also depends if like who's landing shit and who's not. Like the one Felipe Gustavo won in Australia, he killed it, but like fortunately for him, he was landing stuff and some other people weren't. And so that throws him right up top and he won. He did an all for front nose to win. And it's like, yeah, he deserved to win. It's
Imagine being a kid nowadays, right? Like I grew up, it's like kickflip 5-0, like you're a god, you know?
Yeah.
Now you're like, okay, I got to learn. I'm 11. I got to learn 3-flip nose blunt big spin on like a 13. You know, or like or Yuto's like nollie 270 to the nose.
It's whatever they're doing in Japan. Like the minute they're just born, just splattered out onto a board. Soft spot and all. Like that's what they're doing. It's working. I guess that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is all relative, right? Like there's stuff that you were doing at that age that people a few years older than you would have been like, oh my God, that's insane that you could do this at that age. It's the 4-minute mile. You see somebody do it in front of you and then it's attainable, but just constantly breaking that barrier, being the first to do it is always the hardest. And really until you know it's possible, it's damn near impossible.
It's same in snowboarding, but the Japanese are just dominating. Like, or they're just starting them young. That's got to be it, right?
Starting young. Japanese also for skating in particular, they ride smaller boards, which makes sense. And you'll see people in the States, like little kids riding bigger boards and stuff like that. Like they should be riding a smaller board for sure. That's definitely a factor.
Training. Like they're training at a young age.
They're smiling at you. But then they're like quietly like the fucking hardest motherfuckers on earth. Like they are gnarly. They're gnarly as hell. You know, they're tough mofos. Yeah, they're good as hell. I love it.